Hi, everyone. Greg Keel from MacPhail Center for Music in Minneapolis, and we'll be talking about some particulars for practice in the Minnesota All-State Jazz Audition Etude for tenor saxophone, set 1. A few things first that you will hear in the performance earlier is that there is a sequence we use for articulation when we're playing standard swing jazz articulation. So if I have just a good old concert B-flat major scale, even though it's straight eighth notes on paper, I'll tongue the first note, start the second note also with an articulation, and then slur to the next note. So it's a ta, 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 ta. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. That feel is pretty much jazz articulation for medium swing music. So it becomes and you'll hear me do that throughout. And that gives a natural feeling of swing and a natural sort of breathability, if you will, for the line. Another thing that I'm doing is when I have an eighth note that ends a phrase, I'm clipping that eighth note somewhat short, not completely short, but there's a definite staccato on that effect to separate it from anything coming, whether I have a rest after that or not. Very important that when we get to letter C, the swing feel changes and we go to Latin, so straight eighth notes. And I'm also clipping those notes a little bit more than I would to warm things up for a jazz swing piece. So the letter C Latin, you'll hear me just exaggerate those clips a little bit. And of course, there are plenty of where that separation is typical of a Latin rhythm and a Latin phrase. Very important to watch the dynamics. Doug Rasmussen, the wonderful writer of this etude, which has everything but the kitchen sink in it, really, for auditions, as I like to say. It really shows the mark of good players. So this is a neat challenge to work on. You'll notice he's got lots of opportunities for crescendos. And something we do very often, I do a little bit of it, a crescendo on some of the longer notes, which is pretty standard to be able to put in for a big band swing piece. That's measure 1 at A. But in letter D, the third and fourth measures and the fifth and sixth measures have a forte piano crescendo. So you want to really exaggerate that. Okay? And I think that's about it. Make sure you take triplets, by the way, the eighth note triplets. I'm slurring the eighth note triplets, but I'm tonguing the quarter note triplets. So good luck on this with your practice, and I hope all of the tips help out, and best wishes for your playing.